Hi everyone, this is Sean. Please press the like button if you have not yet already. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you've been subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your patronage. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether the insurance policies that are out there, the personal liability plans, whether they will cover you as an armed private security officer. I'm going to start with my discussion with talking about one of Mike's videos, and this is Mike from DEFCON 3 Security. I started following him when he had about 100 subscribers. He has one of the most populated subscriber base throughout all of the private security channels, and I do congratulate him for getting to that level. I talked to him a couple times through email regarding some other stuff, but what I will tell you is this: Mike, when he's not sure about something, he'll usually say that on his videos. If he's not an expert in something, he'll flat out say, hey, I'm not an expert. He's very transparent. But what I don't like is in this video that he made, he basically encouraged private security officers to purchase this USCCA insurance policy just in case something happens at work, that they're covered. And I think he said he was going to do a follow-up video. That video does not need a follow-up video. That video needs to be removed because there's a lot of private security officers out there. If I'm wrong, you guys let me know. They tend to follow what other people are saying on YouTube. It may not be you, but maybe some of your partners or friends or colleagues, and they don't read the comments. Now, in the comment section, Mike responded to me because I told him, hey, this basically, in summary, the information that you're providing, it's not correct. And he admitted that and said he was going to do a follow-up video. You don't need to do a follow-up video. You need to delete that video and create a brand new video, because again, this video misleads a lot of people. This video was made about a year ago and it's still up there. So Mike, if you're out there listening, please take that down. That video has there's no utility in that video with private security officers, because private security officers, unless they're off duty, they're not going to be covered under the plan that you mentioned. The video that you provided is 100% incorrect. Only off-duty private security are covered, but not on-duty security. So please, if you can, remove that video. The question of the day is this: is there any type of insurance plan, whether it be a USCCA or maybe an NRA protection plan, that will protect you as a private security officer if you have to use a firearm or other lethal measure in the line of duty? The answer right now is no. You're not going to, listen, you're not going to find any plan out there that is an insurance policy that is going to cover you for on-duty private security lethal force encounters. There's no insurance policy. And I've done the research. If there's one out there, maybe there is. But right now, as where we stand, for somebody that has been in private security and law enforcement, studying the rules and laws for over 23 years, there is no policy out there that I'm aware of that is going to cover you. Let's use some common sense, folks. Do you really think that paying $100 a year or $300 a year, somebody is going to cover you for engaging in private security conduct under an employer? Okay, if you get into a lethal force encounter, do you really think that one of these plans is going to cover you? They're not. They're not. And why is that? Because you have to read the terms and conditions. Read the terms and conditions. I am actually a licensed insurance broker, and I've had to have extensive training just to get that license, which is the most difficult license to have. I have the license, so I speak from knowledge. I have the training, I have the credentials to back up what I'm saying. There is an exclusion that's under the USCCA insurance policy that covers occupational business, and they even mention the words private security. And that if you are engaged in employment as a private security officer, you are not going to be covered. You're not. Again, I can't even think of a plan out there for police officers that covers you for on-duty incidents. Now, I do belong to one of the United States largest associations of police officers, and we have, it's called LDF, Legal Defense Fund. Every month we pay $200 to go to the Legal Defense Fund. The fund basically has a retention of the best attorneys in the world for lethal force encounters. They retain these attorneys. When there's an incident, your union, as a police officer, they pay these deductibles, and you're covered. There's nothing out of, usually there's nothing out of your pocket. But that's because this panel is associated with a police officers association. I have to pay $200 a month to get to this level. In private security, I can't think of any association where you pay your association dues and there's a panel of experts that are going to back you up, panel of attorneys that are going to respond in the middle of the night when you're involved in a shooting. I can't think of anyone for private security. We're trying to change that narrative. Mike from the Security Guard Command, I'm telling you, you got to follow his channel. He is a leader in private security. And if we had the logistics, we had the money that it's really a matter of money, and we had the interest, okay, he would probably be one of the presidents or the president to one of these associations. And if you, under this organization or under the Security Association that's not existent right now, that's something that I would like to be a part of as well. If you're a part of that, my plan is to get a private attorney panel, not just your regular defense attorney, but your defense attorneys who actually have law enforcement background, who are attorneys and who are used to defending police officers who have to use their gun on duty or other lethal measures. I would like them associated with this association. Right now, this association I'm talking about is a loser. It's something that's illusory. It's something that's non-existent. The larger associations, let's see. I'm sure that Securitas, G4S, Allied, well, they're all mixing in together. They're all combining. I'm sure that they have some association or they have attorneys on a retainer that they're able to hire if something happens. Now, look, this is your plan. This is your legal representation if you get involved in a lethal force encounter. If your employer has liability insurance that covers battery, okay, assault or battery, when it's committed by one of your employees, okay, because a shooting, if you miss, it would be considered an assault. If you hit the person, it would be considered a battery. Now, we're talking about it on the civil law side. The insurance company would cover you. The commercial liability insurance company would cover the employees as long as this was not a criminal matter. This is something that is, it's a self-defense. So if you're going out there just randomly killing people and you're a private security officer, the insurance company is not going to cover you. But if you're if you're in a self-defense encounter on duty, then your insurance company, they tend to cover you. So what ends up happening is you're going to have your employer initiate a claim, and that attorney is going to have to represent you on the criminal side and on the civil side. The reason that they have to defend you on the criminal side is because if they lose on the criminal side, if you lose on the criminal side and you end up being prosecuted, convicted, all the other stuff that we hope that God forbid never happens to you, as long as you're doing your job, then there's always that opportunity for legal litigation, for civil litigation on the private security company. One of the ways to defend civil litigation is to defend the criminal aspect of it. So you will have an attorney that hopefully is fighting tooth and nail on the civil side and the criminal side, so that the civil side does not affect his or her client, which is the security company that you work for. Are you going to get an attorney? And guys, I worked at an association where we've had, or a law enforcement agency about 10 years ago. It was a use of force event, and my attorney, our association attorney, flew in from a helicopter. And when he told me, "Hey, I'm flying in," I thought, you're gonna get a charter flight. You're gonna get, you're gonna fly, somebody's gonna fly you in. No. He flew in with his own helicopter. His own helicopter. He flew in, my attorney, all by himself. Other times they're going to be driving and hauling ass. Obviously, the speed limit to where you're at in an on-duty shooting. This is police, law enforcement. Between an hour and 3 hours, sometimes 5 hours ETA. But while you're still at the station, they're collecting evidence. They're going to be at the scene with you as long as you ask. Private security side, no, because there's no associate. There usually is no association attorney associated with you guys. Now, or with the security profession. Now, those of you who are in unions, your association attorney probably is clueless when it comes to self-defense. Probably clueless when it comes to criminal defense. The attorneys that were on some of these panels that I've had privilege of working with, these attorneys have been in multiple officer-involved shootings as law enforcement officers, and then they got their law degree. They have the best attorneys ever. What I'm saying is this, you guys. Don't buy these insurance policies that people out there are advertising for that will cover you in a self-defense situation. Because if you read the fine print, excuse me guys, my kids in the background playing, lost my train of thought real quick. If you're involved in some type of encounter, the terms and conditions, they clearly state that private security is not included. Don't go out there watching these videos out there on YouTube or elsewhere and think that $100, $300 a year is going to cover you. That's not going to work. I also have another. It's sort of like an insurance plan, but it isn't. This is for off-duty defense, and these guys they specialize in just criminal defense. And again, it's a panel of former homicide detectives, and in an event that you have to use your gun in an off-duty situation, they go to where you're at, or you're allowed to hire just about anybody as long as you're within the parameter or the scope of the agreement. And they will hire use of force experts. They will even give you $1 million bail so that you can bail out of jail just in case you're arrested. Now, obviously, you have to. There's a certain level of evidence that you have to prove that the incident was self-defense, but they will bail you out of jail. And for a plan like this, I think I pay somewhere between $300 and $450 a year. So, guys, please don't be going out there buying these policies and thinking that you're going to be covered. You're not. What I do recommend, though, because you're in private security, you have a lot more training than the average person out there. Your chances of getting involved in an off-duty shooting at your house on your property are greater than I think your average American. Most of you guys are sheepdogs out there. You do what's right. You want to protect your family. I know that you shouldn't get involved with protecting your neighbors, but you guys are sheepdogs, and with a lot of you guys, it's in your blood to help those who can't help themselves. So you tend to interject yourselves into situations that are near and close to your home. I do recommend that you purchase a policy that Mike from DEFCON 3 Security talked about, but you have to understand that plan will not cover you on duty. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Looking forward to dialogue. Take care.